Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome to the Tomb of the Spider Queen. Now this is the latest map that got added into the game, and as you may have noticed already, I am playing with some AIs right now. Just because in this game I want to be showcasing you how this map works for those of you that haven't tried it yet or haven't been able to play it yet. And I'm gonna be discussing viable strategies that you can execute on this map. So this map in general, as you can see, has like a spider theme, and in short, it is absolutely gorgeous, okay? I am, by the way, playing Throw on this one. As you can see, like there's all these little details right here. It's just an absolutely gorgeous map. I think it's the prettiest one so far. But one quick note right off the bat is that this map is tiny. Compared to the other maps that are out there, you can literally walk towards the middle lane. Like, it literally is this little tiny bit of distance. Compared to, like, the other maps that are out there, this is actually very, very, very small. Especially to the ones that are already out there right now. Now, what the goal objective of this map is, are these things right here. Now, what happens is you will actually need to find these coin sort of things. It's the same idea as the Blackheart's Bay map, where you like collect these coin things that you turn in, but instead of having only one pirate that you can turn it into, these things right here is what I'm talking about. As you can see right now, I'm carrying 3 of them. And there you can see the opponents lying on the ground right here. But instead of like one place where you can turn them in, on this map there are 2. There's one right here and there's one right there. So that means that in pretty much every single situation, you're gonna have a pretty, close by turn-in point where you can go ahead and, turn in these coins that you're gathering. Now, one important thing to note is that once you actually collect plenty of them, so you actually need to collect 50 in total. Once you collect enough, what happens is not so much like a cannon starts shooting or something like that. Instead, what will happen is that in every single lane there becomes this guy or this thing called a web weaver. And the web weaver will allow you to start pushing a little bit stronger, and they actually join in every single lane. And knowing that the map is so small, you can maneuver between the different lanes when things die. So that's the general map objective right here. So you're collecting these things that just drop off of minions and pretty much everything that you kill. And then you go turn them in. So right now I'm just gonna turn a bunch in. I got about 10 or so, which seems to be a safe margin. I can turn them in. It goes very, very quickly. And, once we do it, this counter in the bottom right corner obviously goes up. And right now we have 14 captured out of 50. So far, that is going to be our objectives. Now on this map, because it's kind of small, there are only really a couple of creep camps. Oh, we got another talent right here. Gonna go with Envenom, because why not? So in the bottom side of the map right here, there is a siege camp. There are 2 of these bruiser camps located in the middle sides of the map. And one important thing to note, I'm just gonna show you right here. If you kill this one, they walk through the middle lane. So you can actually sync up both of these mercenary camps later on into the game, and what happens is they will obviously like walk together. They always go to the mid. Now, alright, since we are in the bot lane right now, and we are anyway, I may as well showcase you what those look like. So they're very pretty, and obviously these are like the siege guys that will start pushing very hard once you actually get them. That's the idea right there. And at the very top side of the map, there is also one more, and that is going to be a boss. So there is a boss on this map, unlike some of the others. There is a boss that you can actually go ahead and, capture. Now, one thing to note as well about these things that you gather is that they actually disappear after a couple of seconds. Like, if you're not paying attention, they are actually gonna disappear. So whenever you see these blue things shining on the floor right there, for example, those are the ones I can capture, you need to run for them right away, because as you can see, they're actually disappearing very, very rapidly. So you need to just sort of make sure that that is happening at all times. Now I'm gonna try and actually capture 50 of them so you can see what happens when that goes down. Just trying to play safe here, obviously, don't want to go down myself, but well, we're dealing a lot of damage here already. And as you can see, by the way, heroes also drop these coin things. They're actually called gems. There we go. Alright, so far I got 9 with me. Sylvana's got a bunch as well. We're killing a tower here. Yeah, the towers don't drop any of those things, but we might as well just turn in here. Now, once again, I can switch to this lane and gank in the top lane within literally seconds. It takes very little amounts of time. So right now I can, for example, go in right here. And try and take out Rhaegar. Now, you do drop those gems on death. So if you die, you will actually lose all of those things. So that's huge, obviously, because that means that you might want to sacrifice yourself to kill someone which has a lot of doubloons, or maybe even bring it to half health. But anyways, so right now we have captured 50, and in the middle of the lane, these things start spawning. And guess what they look like? There we go. We got one in every single lane. So there's one gonna be over here. There's one gonna be in the top one as well. And these things obviously will allow you to push. Now I'm gonna try and push maybe all the way to the fort in this specific scenario. And what these web weavers do is actually spawn these little guys that also deal added amounts of damage. So all in all, you know, it's a very important concept to take these guys out, because if you get them, obviously it is gonna allow you to get super far ahead, because the pushing will just go so much easier. Right now we are capturing XP everywhere, and they're having a hard time holding on. Now we aren't having the most efficient split right here. But basically what this map is all about is killing your opponents before they can turn it in. And then also, well, jumping your opponents if they have a lot and they're trying to get a little bit too greedy, staying in the lanes for too long. What are we gonna do here? We're gonna go winch here. There we go. Well, we're already pushing super hard, as you can see, and this thing also has a bunch of cool abilities. But simply us just, you know, us two being in a lane right here and them not defending, you can see what happens. You can really see what happens right here, because we're just pushing all the way towards their towers. Now I'm gonna go towards the middle lane right now. No need to stick around for too long. Yeah, that's the general concept of this map. Now, what I've noticed so far in the couple games that I have played on this map is that the web weavers allow you to get to level 10 faster than your opponent. And that's like the enormous part. Especially like the first web weavers seem to do a substantial amount of damage. Usually killing like 3 to 4 towers or something like that. Well, sometimes even a fort apparently. They will allow you to get to level 10 much faster than your opponents, and obviously that's going to help out. Now, normally we would have already been at level 10 if it wasn't for the fact that we didn't have anyone at the top lane. I think if we would have pushed with that as well, we would have been there, but yeah, this is it is AI, so there's not much we can say about that. Now the boss just spawned as well, as you can see right there. He is standing right here. We can have a quick look just to showcase what he looks like. Nothing too surprising, but very pretty. Very, very cool looking. Yeah, that's the idea behind this map. Now we can try and actually solo, or we can actually try and take Tigers out right here. I mean, what's he gonna do? There we go. So there you can see, by the way, that he dropped all of his gems, and well, I looted a bunch of extras because of that. I am gonna stay here for a little while longer. We are gonna have to try and maybe get some more going once more. Gonna go with Sundering, obviously, as the ult. Now, considering we are level 10 right now, this is an okay choice, because that means we get another tower, get some more experience. And in the meantime, well, this is not gonna work out. I don't know if I can solo him, though, at this level. I don't have any mana anymore. You think we can do it? I'm not sure. Alright. I am the war chief. Alright. So, yeah, that's the basis behind this map. So right now we have 34 captured. Our opponent's got a bunch as well. And, you know, we want to prevent them from turning in. Now, we know that Rhaegar is going to try and turn in here. But more often than not, at the very least, in my experiences so far, no one really is monitoring who is turning in. You know, like on Blackheart's Bay, where everyone is just sort of hugging the actual camps and, you know, making sure that no one can turn in at the pirate. On this one, since there's 2 locations and since they are easily accessed, they're much easier done. They're much easier done. But it looks like we're going to start pushing here a little bit. And hopefully you can also see how these guys line up. So if we are gonna have a look right here, oh, they actually are descending right now as well, so it's gonna be a little bit annoying. We're gonna have to defend here, but we can line up these you know, these minions and these mercenaries right here with the ones of our opponents, and they'll actually all push in the middle lane. But with these spider, like brute mother things, the web weavers, you can do plenty as well. Now there's gonna obviously be a big battle here. There we go. They're already pretty far behind. Gotcha. And that's actually huge because, well, they lost a lot of them right there. Now, these red things that you see spawning are actually not that big of a deal, but they're just, like, you can't loot them or you cannot really do anything with them. You can just sort of see what your opponent will likely be looting. So you can try and take him if you want, but other than that, you know, it doesn't actually do that much. It's just like an anticipation of how your opponent might be moving forward when you're playing against them. So I did manage to kill that guy right there. We may be able to get this healing well as well, which is fine, but I don't think they're going to be able to get a fort. So in the middle lane right now, yeah, there's still a bunch of mercenaries pushing, and they managed to kill a tower as well, so that's nice. A little bit low on mana, but So once again, oh, one thing important to note as well, what I thought at first myself, when I was playing this map for the very first time, I thought that you would basically be able to loot the gems that your opponent is having. And it actually does not work like that. Basically what happens is your opponent just drops all of the, well, he loses just all of the gems he had. His allies cannot start looting that either. And you just get a bunch for killing, but it's not like you can trade them and steal them, so to say. Alright, so I got the last ones right here. Oh, we are already ascending web weavers right here because Brightwing turned some in. Alright. So we may actually be able to go and try for the top right now as well. I want to show you how this boss looks like. Okay. I hope the AIs actually listen. I'm not sure if they do. I'm assuming they will. We're pretty powerful right now. Alright. So yeah, actually now right now we can't capture it because the web weavers are here. We should have started that a little bit beforehand. But I'm gonna go to the middle lane right now, which is likely where we're... Actually, no. I'm gonna stay in the top lane. We're likely gonna be able to get more done over here. But one very important thing is that this map is tiny. Like, the first couple times you play on here, like right now I'm overextending a little bit, right? And normally on the other maps, this is alright. But they can move over here in like a second. Now, I can also move over there in a second, because I can literally join the team fight by taking this little loop around here, and all of a sudden I'm there. So, split pushing on this map, for example, with like Sergeant Hammer and stuff, is going to be very interesting, because he can move from split pushing towards doing a substantial amount of damage in a matter of seconds. There we go. I haven't actually seen that Sonya skin there yet. I haven't seen that before, but cool stuff. And yeah, I think that covers pretty much everything about this map. What there is to say about it. I mean, we do want to kill that thing, though. Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna have to run here. Alright, we did manage to get the keep right there. Now, in the top lane, there's still a little bit of pushing going on, and we can actually not turn in for another 15 seconds. It takes a little while before you can go ahead and turn in again. Our opponents have 34. But comeback-wise on this map, it really all comes down to the engagements. Basically, what these lanes and these web weavers and whatnot force is that there is gonna be, you know, forward progression. You cannot really have stalemates because you are basically forced to turn in these gems, and all of a sudden you're a little bit ahead, right? But what it all comes down to really is the team fights. Like having the team fights and winning the team fights is what it all is decided. Both teams usually like take turns, at least in the couple games that I've played on this map so far. Both teams seem to be taking turns in the amount of web weavers that are available and the amount of gems they turn in. And you know, no matter what, you're always going to be capturing at least a bunch of these things. All right. Well, don't get too greedy, Lowko. I actually ended up going down right there and losing the ones right there as well. Now there's a couple of cute little moves that you can do. Like I mentioned, these mercenaries right here, lining up with these mercenaries right here. You can start up the boss right before the web weavers spawn, and then nuke it down really quickly when the web weavers spawn. As you can see, when they are already spawned, and when they're already descended, what happens is that the bosses obviously disappear in the mercenary camps and whatnot. So that's one very important thing to note as well. So if you want to use this one, you're gonna have to get it started before actually turning in, or before these guys actually spawn. Now there's a cute little animation right there that allows them to travel forward a little bit further the next time they spawn. So at the beginning of the map, they actually spawn over here, or you know, somewhere over here, something like that. But right now they're going straight towards the battle, meaning that in the bottom lane right now he's a little bit less far ahead than in the top lane, for example, because there's already a bunch more kills right there. Now right now I have just spawned again, and I am already back into the battle. It's a tiny map. It is a tiny map. I've pointed it out like 16 times already, but that's a little new animation right there from the battle cruiser. All right. Oh no! I could have killed her right there, but I didn't. There's this wall right here as well. That's kind of interesting. It allows you to maneuver across the map a little bit differently than you would normally see. No? That's too bad. There we go. Now from hero killing as well, you get these points and these gems that you can turn in to go in that at that point once again for another set of Mistweaver. So in this situation, obviously it is going to be a pretty straightforward victory because those are all AIs. I mean, there's not much to be saying about that. But hopefully this video gave you a good introduction to this map so you could start playing it efficiently. It is very similar to other maps that are already out there, but with a nice little twist. I want to thank you guys all for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!